It's about time we try some new makeup. There has been some very exciting launches that I've kind of been collecting here, and I just kind of wanted to try a full face of some new exciting things. We do have the new Natasha Denona Bloom palette that we'll be playing with today, as well as the new Milk Makeup Gel Tint. I have blushes from Tower 28. So much stuff to try, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's do our complexion first. I am going to just use a basic primer. I don't have a new one to use, but I am going to use the Huda Easy Blur. I've been really liking this one. I do feel like it kind of softens the pores a little bit, and it does control oil without being too matte, so I feel like this is just a good one to pair with a lot of different foundations. So I want to try this with the Milk Skin Tint. I feel like I've been hearing such good things about it. It's in their Hydro Grip line, and it's supposed to be long wearing. I know it's like a definitely more hydrating formula, so it seems like a lot of people with dry skin are liking this. I'm oily, so this is definitely going to be interesting to see if this works or not. It's breathable light coverage with a natural dewy finish, and from what I've seen, this looks beautiful on everyone. So it has this really fun blue packaging. I have shade 3, so hopefully this will work out. So I'm trying to film this as well as film like a first impressions for TikTok, so this is gonna get a little interesting. I did one half of my face with the foundation on. This is actually a more thicker feeling than I expected, but like you can see, this definitely has a glow to it. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Coverage is pretty good for a skin tint. Granted, I did use quite a bit of product, so we're really gonna try and spread this out. But yeah, I like the coverage. I don't like when my skin tints are like too light where they feel like they don't cover anything. So this seems good. It did cover up my like blemish I had, but I'm just taking a little bit more on this side. It seems like the color is actually pretty good too. I did choose the more cool toned one, but yeah, it's a little thicker than I thought, but it definitely feels lightweight on the skin. But with this like incredible shiny glow I'm getting, I'm a little worried how this is gonna last on my skin, but it does look really beautiful. I did zoom you in because we are gonna do the eyes real quick, but you can kind of see close up how this looks on my skin. I know people always complain about beauty influencers who don't do close-ups, but we do the close-ups over here, no filters. But I mean, it looks pretty. It covered well, but it's definitely very, very shiny. Maybe a tad bit sticky, so I'm like ready to set this, but first up, eyes. So we are going to be playing with the new Natasha Denona Bloom palette that just got released. When I first saw this one, I was like, okay, that kind of looks like the I Need a Warm palette. But the pictures, and I've seen a lot of people saying this too, the pictures did look a little different than what it looks like in person. In person, this is a lot more warm than it looked in the photos and less purple. I would say there is a little bit more pink tones in it, but I saw someone say this makes the I Need a Warm palette look cool toned, and I would have to agree. This is like super warm. I think this was based off of a little Bloom cheek palette that she had back in the day that had, I think, a couple blushes and a couple highlighters. So that's kind of interesting, but I know people are kind of like hit or miss with Natasha now, whether you're liking her new launches or not. I definitely feel like she used to be a little bit more innovative with the color stories, but if you kind of see what's selling well right now, it's neutrals. And I think what Natasha's doing is coming out with a neutral color scheme for everyone. The colors definitely get a little repetitive with these palettes though, because they are so monochromatic, but personally I think that's what she's doing. I mean, colorful palettes just are not selling as well mainstream wise as they used to, and you know, the trends have to go with what's actually selling in stores at like Sephora and Ulta. And neutrals are kind of what's selling. Like her best seller is her I Need a Nude palette. So that's why she's kind of like continued with this more neutral line. Out of curiosity, I want to see how this looks next to the I Need a Warm and see how different they are. Oh wow, it does make I Need a Warm look cool tone. Look at that. So on top is the new Bloom, on the bottom is I Need a Warm. Like that looks so neutral right now. That is insane. So yeah, now you can kind of tell it's a little more pinky red tone. Interesting. Here's what it looks like next to Retro as well. This one's almost giving like the Sunrise palette a little bit. But yeah, definitely I would say very different color stories here. So I did prime my eyes. And we're just going to get straight into the palette. Just making sure I had it nice and blended. Let's use the Singe EO2 brush. This is a pretty peachy pink. Let's try out the color Ren in the crease. I do have quite a bit of powder kick up with this shade, but the pigmentation, as always, is so good. And swatching the colors, they all felt really soft and creamy. I always say Natasha doesn't make one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas because I like that these are just pigmented right off the bat. Usually, if you guys like a really pigmented shadow that you don't have to work with too much, you don't have to build up, that's what I really love about her palettes. So this is looking definitely real peachy on the eye. Let's add a little bit of Clover kind of in the outer crease. This one's a little bit more mauve looking. And I'm just kind of blending those colors together here. Really blending that towards kind of the outer half here and extending a little bit there. This one isn't blending quite as easily as the first one that we used. Now taking a bigger brush, this is the Singe EO3. I'm gonna go into Bark here, kind of this warm brown, and place this in the outer corner here. Blending outwards into a little bit of a cat eye. Same thing on this side. This shade's blending beautifully, I will say. Love the brown. And just kind of swirling all the colors together just to create some soft lines here. We do need to add the shade as well on the lower lash line to kind of bring that all in. So I'm going to use that same brown on my lower lash line. We will clean that up with concealer, so we're going to be looking a little crazy at first. But that's all part of the process here. What shimmer shall we use? I'm loving this shade Equinox right here. It's kind of a duochrome, so I think I want to use that one on the lid. I'll just use my finger for this one. Ooh, yes, that is absolutely beautiful. Ooh. It has a lot of iridescent glitter to it, but it's not chunky feeling at all. I could definitely see myself getting a lot of use out of this color. I'm not so much into like the pinky reds, like those are not my tones when it gets kind of darker like that. But, you know, sometime I'm gonna have to just get out of my comfort zone and do it for some looks. Before I start cleaning up with concealer, I did get this big package from Urban Decay, and I guess they kind of have some new eyeliners here. It says the nudes you want, the longer wear you need. That is amazing. So these are new waterline safe 24/7 glide on pencils. So these are supposed to last longer, which I'm totally here for that. Let's see, I want to use... Let's do this Tootsie Brown on the lower lash line. I really hope these work because I feel like it's so hard to find a good waterline eyeliner. I feel like they always kind of rub away over time, so I'm definitely curious. But it's super nice and creamy, but not too creamy. So you know it's going to have some staying power. And I'm just running that literally along my waterline here of my eye where like that nude part is that doesn't have any eyeshadow. And I'm going to also do it across the top waterline too. It just kind of helps make the lashes look a little thicker. I'm just going to use my Natasha concealer as well. So this palette, it's available I think on Sephora and Natasha's website right now, probably to Ulta as well soon. I do have an affiliate code with Natasha Denona, but it doesn't work for multiple uses anymore. It used to, but for some reason it's only a one-time use now, but you can use a different email with it if you want to use it again, because I think it's 15% off. I can't remember if it's 10 or 15, but the code is LEAHJANAE if you want to use it, and Natasha. But yeah, I don't know why they changed it. It used to work for all orders, but now it just only works as a one-time use. So that's kind of unfortunate. Otherwise, I normally will just like link to Sephora. Just cleaning up right underneath here. And that looks so much better. And I do just set my under eye right away, and I'm just using the Huda powder, just like, not any colored one, just a basic one. I think it's like Pound Cake is what I use. But it's super blurring and mattifying. And I am going to use this all over the face too. So I might as well just set my entire face right now with the same powder. Because I don't think I'm using any, well, I have a liquid highlight, but that'll be the last step. So I am going to set with powder right now. So that's getting rid of a lot of the shine that the Milk foundation had. Which if you have more dry skin, you might not want to get rid of all that shine. But trust me, it'll come back later for me. It'll come back later throughout the day. So I like to be pretty matte starting out. Now that that's kind of cleaned up, I do want to try this Urban Decay liner in the inner corner. This is called Faux Dough, and I just want to kind of brighten that up. Oh, that's cute. I like that color a lot. It's really shiny. And sometimes like an eyeliner might stay a little better than like an eyeshadow in the inner corner. So I'm just gonna brighten that up. Is it gonna last? I don't know. I have really watery eyes, so we'll see. And I'll soften that with a little eyeshadow brush. But yeah, I really like that color. It's like the perfect inner corner highlight. Now I actually have 2 new products from Benefit, a brow product and a mascara. Surprise, surprise, that is like kind of their expertise. Let's do the mascara first. This is the Bad Gal Bounce Mascara. They just have so many good mascaras. It's like, can you really just like keep improving? I don't know. I love, love, love their Bad Gal Bang. That's probably my favorite, but like their other ones have been great as well. What was their last one? I feel like they have a new one literally every year because they had another one too. Yes, the Fan Fez. This is another good one, but like they have a new mascara every year. So what is this one going to do? Let's see. It says Big Bouncy Volume Smudge Proof 24-hour volume. So let's see. Let's see how this goes. It does have really fun packaging here. Really nice small brush too. I like the brush. It's definitely different than some of their other ones that I've tried. And it's doing a great job. It's really doing a great job of lengthening and separating. I have to say that does look really good. I don't know how they do it, how they come out with so many different ones. I guess like L'Oreal and Maybelline do that too a lot, but that's nice. So that's what it looks like. What do you guys think? I definitely think it is more of a volumizing formula. Definitely maybe one I would pair with a lengthening one, but I don't know. I don't know if it beats Bad Gal Bang for me. Or even FanFest. I feel like that one is so good. I mean, this one is great as well if you do prefer more volume with your lashes. It's a little messy though, and I'm having to clean up some areas where it kind of smeared on my lid as I was using it. Now let's try the brow product. This is their Mighty Fine Brow Pen. We'll see. I'm not usually someone who likes brow pens, so this could be good, could be bad. I just prefer a pencil, but it's super fine triple tip, so I mean, the finer the better, I would say. This is what it looks like up close. Oh gosh, I'm like nervous, but let's try it out. I'm just going to kind of work it up and out. I usually like to define like the bottom half first, but I feel like that's kind of hard to do with this. But I'm just barely applying any pressure, like just as little as possible. It's easy to use though, I will say that. Probably one of the better brow pens that I've tried. But it just doesn't look as natural as a pencil, so I just can't get with them, you know? Let's see, I am going to use a brow gel though with it. We'll use the brow setter from Benefit as well. I love this one. And just add some fluffiness and less of a defined look. It seems like it's working good with the brow pen. Like it's not taking away the color, but it's just blending it a lot better. But yeah, it's definitely more bold, more of a statement. Not bad, but it's not for me, but like it does look good. It does look good. If you don't like more of a sparse brow look, then you might actually like this one, but like it did a good job. We'll see how it kind of holds up today. I have so many new blushes, so it was so hard to pick what to use today, but I think the Tower 28 are kind of the newest. I have 3 shades in these, so let me swatch these for you. Oh no, I do have a casualty. That sucks. This one is Long Beach Iced Tea, the nude one that's shattered. That is what it looks like. It's honestly like the perfect nude. I'm so sad that one's shattered. So looks like I might have to be ordering that one myself. Hopefully the other ones came okay. The pink, this is Malibu Cooler. These are nice and soft. I'm excited that Tower 28 came out with a powder formula. I loved their cream blushes, but we all know like the powder ones do last longer. That's a really pretty soft pink. I can definitely say off the bat, these are a little lighter on the pigmentation, but we'll see how they build up. Lastly, I have this kind of berry mauve called Samo Spritzer. Cute. Let's swatch that one. So those are the 3 shades that I got, just a nice variety. You know, I feel like these 2 aren't that far off, so maybe I don't need to buy the nude one after all. I feel like you can make this look like it. I kind of want to try the more kind of rosy mauve. I feel like this would be pretty with our eye look. So we'll dip into this. I'm using a BK 107. I did get quite a bit of product on my brush, so. Ooh, yeah, that gives a really nice natural kind of flush. Definitely more pigmented than I thought it was going to be, kind of blended out on the cheeks, but this is one of the darker shades. I'm trying to see if I get like a blurry feel for them. Maybe a little bit. Like it kind of softens the pores a little bit, but I feel like it's also like my powder that I put on too. But it does look a little blurred, but I wouldn't say it's like a main reason to buy these, you know? With so many blush launches lately, I don't know. I just don't know that I see anything that's wowing me about this. But I mean, I'm happy to have this formula from the Tower 28 brand because I love having like different formulas, different brands. I think it's a nice addition to their line if you're like a dedicated Tower 28 stan. Okay, so I do have these to try. I got these Urban Decay liquid highlighters. I've been meaning to try them for a while now. This one's calling me. This is their Face Bond Luminizer in Silver Lake. You can definitely use these multiple ways. You could use it as like a glow booster. For your primer, you can use it to add a little glow to your foundation. It's supposed to be very mixable, and I'm just going to use it as a liquid highlight. I love a liquid highlight because I feel like they look so nice and natural and just make your skin look like it's wet. But this is what the swatch looks like. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's really sheer, so I could see this being a really nice kind of mixer, but it is definitely glowy. Not necessarily glittery, but there's just like very slight pearlescent shimmer particles in there. I'm wondering, this is a little icy. Maybe I should try something deeper. This one is Space Cowboy. Let me try this one. I was worried if Space Cowboy would be too dark, but I feel like that looks about perfect, honestly. It's inspired by the iconic eyeshadow. You guys know it's one of my faves. So I think I'm gonna actually try that. I might use my finger for this. Let's see. I feel like that would be a good application. Ooh, I like that. Okay, that's pretty. Yeah, I was kind of worried about these if they would be like too much, but I love that these just have a very subtle base to them, so they're not too much at all. Definitely great for mixing. I don't really mix a lot of luminizing products, I'll be honest. With oily skin, I don't really need to, but if you have more dry skin and you want more of a glow, this could be a good option, but I'll definitely use as like a liquid highlighter. I think that is stunning. I have so many shades of those and I only need to use like a little bit, but I think this is a really nice formula from Urban Decay. Okay, so next is lips. And for the main lip product, I have this new Laneige. It's a Glaze Craze tinted lip serum in the shade Cinnamon Sugar. These have, honestly, the cutest marketing. They're marketed as little donuts, so I thought that was cute because they have a little cushion in here that looks like a little donut. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's squishy. I love that. So I'm excited that Laneige launched these because these are supposed to be more like pigmented lip serums. We all know they're lip balms. They're not super pigmented, and these are supposed to be, so just more glossy effect. I am gonna line my lips. I'm just using this one size liner in Shy Buff Fly. Just a basic neutral. Now let's try the lip glaze. Ooh, this applicator feels so good, and wow, this literally smells like a cinnamon donut. Oh my word, it smells exactly, if you guys know, the Fenty cinnamon body butter. This smells exactly like it. Ooh. Color wise and shine wise, I love this so much more than their lip balms. Look how shiny that is. That is so pretty. And it's a nice, I would say, thinner formula. It's not super thick, but it still gives you that really glassy like shine. Like, oh my word, look how shiny. I was not expecting to be wowed by another lip product, but this is pretty, you guys. I do like this a lot. Like, I would possibly buy another color of this for the Sephora sale possibly, but wow, that is stunning. Here's how the makeup is looking right now. It's very pretty. It's a little glowy than I usually like, but let's do a little setting spray here. If you watch me regularly, you know I love to do a wear test so we can kind of see how this makeup is wearing together throughout the day. Especially curious about the foundation, like how glowy is that going to get? I mean, it looks beautiful right now, but I will see you guys a few hours later so we can do a little check-in. All right, guys, here we are 7 hours later. A pretty, I would say, full day for me, and here's what we are looking like. I will say I did start getting a little bit shiny around hour 3, and it did kind of build up from there, but I think with some light touch-ups, I think this one can be doable for me, but it does get pretty shiny throughout the day, so that can be a little bit annoying when I do have more oily skin. I'm just gonna do a little blotting with this powder puff here. I didn't really put any new product on. I am just kind of blotting some of that shine away. And of course our lip product didn't last too long, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on too, because I did not have time to touch that up either, but since it's a gloss, it's not meant to stay very long. So let's give my overall kind of first impressions on the products we tried today. Of course, you guys want to hear about the Milk New Tint, the Grip Gel Tint. I think this overall, it does wear nicely on the skin. Definitely, I would say more geared for dry skin. It's not the best if you are super oily. I can definitely make this work if I have to, but it's gonna be one that I will definitely have to touch up throughout the day. And sometimes I don't have time, sometimes I kind of forget, and I don't want to look like an oil slick mess. I definitely have some skin tints that I think are a little more mattifying, and I definitely have some that are even more dewy than this one. So I think this one's just a nice in-between, something I do want to kind of stick around and work with a little bit longer. I can say as far as this grip gel, it does wear really well. Like, it hasn't worn off on the skin anywhere, and it does hold on and last throughout the day. So that is definitely a plus. But I've heard people with dry skin are loving the Milk. As far as the Natasha Denona Bloom palette goes, I mean, I had fun playing with this today. It was a little bit unexpected. I'm not always the biggest fan of these like more pinky, peachy oranges, but I do like today's look. Of course, it has lasted really well today. No creasing as per usual with Natasha's formula, so formula is 10 out of 10 for me. Is this my favorite color story of Natasha? Probably not. I feel like this would rank more towards the bottom tier if I was ranking all my Natasha palettes just based on color story. These just aren't really the shades I go for the most. But that's just kind of my personal preference. You guys know kind of what you like, what you wear. Maybe this one's for you, maybe it's not. But overall, it's the same Natasha Denona quality I know and love. Okay, these are quite shocking, but these Urban Decay liners actually lasted all day. I did not expect that at all, but the liner is still there on the waterline, which is crazy. I feel like that is so rare, even for a long wearing eyeliner to still be there after 7 hours, but it is still there, still going strong. So these are definitely a improvement from the original formula and a huge win for me. I'm so excited excited to use these with like all my looks now. We have a bunch of nice neutral colors, a nude here. I have like a white I just put in my travel makeup bag because I'm going out of town tomorrow actually. But those were a very surprising win for me. The Urban Decay Face Bond Luminizer is also a really beautiful liquid formula. I think these will be really nice and versatile, mostly for those who want more of a glow. I am not one that needs so much glow, so these will mostly just be liquid highlights for me, but they do look so pretty on the skin. I do love a liquid highlight because I just feel like it looks so natural and lit from within, but there's so much you can do with these, whether you want to add a little luminizer to your foundation, your primer, and all of that. These are really easy to work with, and they have a really nice, just like subtle gel kind of consistency. So I think that these are really fun from Urban Decay. As far as this new Benefit mascara goes, is it an okay formula? Yes, it's fun packaging. Personally, it's not my favorite, but I'm also not really into volumizing mascaras. I want them to add volume and length, and like the more I kind of look at my lashes, the more non-existent they kind of look. And I feel like this is one I would have to pair with other mascaras to kind of make a big difference. Benefit just already has so many good formulas in their lineup for mascara, so I just find this to be unnecessary, and I would definitely go for the Bad Gal Bang or the Fan Fest instead. And as far as the new brow pen goes, I mean, this is definitely a step up, I think, from their previous brow pen. This is one of the best ones I have used, but it's a little too bold for me. For my liking and my taste, it's not a bad product at all. I definitely think, like I mentioned, this is one of the best brow pens I have used personally. It's really super easy to work with, but these just get a little bit dark. They make your brows a little thicker. So I definitely just prefer overall a pencil. I probably wouldn't have bought it, but it looks really good and it's held up really well, and it doesn't fade as much as a normal brow pencil. So maybe if you are really oily, this could be a nice option. Now for the Tower 28 blushes, I definitely wasn't blown away by this formula. I have so many blushes and there's so many brands launching blushes right now, and these just really were fine. They're nothing special, nothing better than what I have already in my collection. Definitely not a bad formula. Excited to see Tower 28 come out with a powder blush, but it just didn't wow me like some of the other recent blush launches have. And lastly, for the new Laneige lip serum, I really like this. Of course, the only crappy part is it doesn't last that long because it is a serum formula, so it's a little more slippery than some different lip oils can be. But I love that these have a tint. I love the whole marketing, the scents. They feel so nice to apply, and I definitely like these so much more than the regular Laneige like glowy lip balms. So I like these. I would definitely pick up a couple more shades. I think they are beautiful on the lips. And that is a little synopsis of every product that we tried in today's video. We have overall some decent products here and a couple new faves for me. Let me know what you guys are excited about trying in the comments down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.